I'd like Alan maybe just to spend a little bit of time on the golden visa. And there was a lot of questions about that. So if you don't mind, just to give us a quick rundown, Alan, I'd like, let's call it 10, 15 minutes for questions. And as they come through, I'll read it out and ask you guys to answer it. Thank you.
Super. Thank you, Wouter. Thank you, everybody. And we really are privileged to be working and operating out of Lisbon. It's a little secret just how beautiful the city is. And we, Bradley and I, who joined forces together 18 months ago, love working here. We've come on well, and we were really well introduced through Elshish Living. It's been a tremendous success. And when Marvilla came along, it didn't take us very long to realize that this is, in fact, probably the natural progression for Johnny and Newman in the two respective JV companies to extend our portfolio in Lisbon, because it's the growth area, it's the future. It has all the hallmarks of what Johnny's done so successfully in his Cape Town portfolio. And so we're thoroughly enjoying taking it forward. We honestly believe, as everyone has alluded to, that there is a combination here of pure investment opportunities into the real estate play. And of course, there's the added bonus of the now proverbial Plan B for South Africans to consider the Golden Visa program, which is a hugely popular in fact, it's a second passport program wherein you invest in the real estate. You go through a number of processes with regard to holding the asset for a 5-year period. During that period, Wouter, the owners of the real estate have the visa in their passports for the 5 years. You visit Portugal for, on average, 7 days a year. 7 days is compulsory in year 1, and then in years 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you've just got to cumulatively do 14 days, taking you through to the end of the 5 years, at which point in time you convert your golden visa into citizenship through an application for the passport. The requirements for the passport are a minimum investment of 500,000 euros, which you hold as the asset class for the 5-year period. And obviously, we've designed our entire program to cater for the investment of being able to assist purchasers with holding that asset by offering a fully managed hospitality platform whereby we can also manage your asset. So it is genuinely, to use the cliche, a one-stop shop with a turnkey project. And we can also assist by pointing out and assisting you with a panel of lawyers who you will need through power of attorneys to assist you with the golden visa side of the application process. And of course, we, as everyone has said, have a full team on the ground here to assist you with the real estate side. So I just point that out to you, that we're all here to assist you. But the golden visa is not the wherewithal. The wherewithal is the real estate play and the growth area and the real estate experience of Johnny and Newman. But we're here to take any questions from you or to assist you with pointing you in the right direction in due course. Thank you, Wouter.
Thank you, Alan. We've had questions so far. I have answered some of them privately, but maybe just to just touch on it. There was a question on our management fees. So there is a capital raising fee and an all-inclusive fee of 2%, which is over and above the 10%. That's between us and GMG. So GMG rewards us separately. So your 10% is a net return to the investor. I hope that answers that question. And then there was a question about golden visa. Again, Chris asked, is it only if you're opting to convert the investment into a unit? Alan, we can go into a little bit more detail there, Chris, but the answer is yes. It's only once you purchase the property that you really qualify for this. Alan, maybe you just want to add a little bit to that in the process.
Sure. So yes, how the golden visa process works is you, in order to qualify, the starting point is you complete a deed of sale in South African terms, or in our European terminology, a promissory contract, where you promise to purchase, you sign the paperwork. On the basis of that PC, you then submit and pay your 500,000 euros through your own personal bank account with a fiscal number in Portugal. That then enables you to kick off the process, and then your golden visa process starts at that point in time. So it's a promissory contract signature and a payment of the 500,000. Now, in Mavilla 2's case, obviously, Wouter, you are only going to kick into that in some 15 months to 18 months' time. So it is premature, and it's not something you would start yet on Mavilla 2. Clearly, Mavilla 1 is a different program, which we're kicking off relatively shortly. But in terms of that swing out from your investment in Mavilla 2, you would only actually process your application once you choose to move into an actual unit application.
Thank you, Alan. Then we had a question about the asset swap capability. Yes, we do provide an asset swap facility out of South Africa. It's Anchor. And there is a small fee payable to that. I will get back to you, Rowan, on the exact amount of that. It is part of a portfolio cost that I will get to you. It is minimal, but I will get back to you on that answer. When I unfortunately don't have any of the portfolio managers as a panelist, but I will get back to you on that answer. I do also want to say we will record we are recording the webinar, and we'll distribute it later on to everybody, and you're welcome to send it on to whoever. Then there was a question about any other risks for the project that we need to think about. Obviously, there is a legal execution risk that we need to take into account, that we are quite comfortable with. We also have a partner in the transaction who has done a number of deals out of Luxembourg. So, and I think GMG has given us great comfort on all our questions that we've asked so far. Also happy to if anybody has got more exact questions around the legalities to get into that. And then just on the, and maybe Alan, there's a lot of questions around this, the guaranteed rental and the special transaction we talk about. So what we have done, and then I'll give it to Alan on the guarantee. We initially intended to have an investment where you earn this preferential return, and then you swap it out and purchase the property and earn a return while your money is there. There's a technical aspect to this that we couldn't overcome, and that is that the money has got to be in an escrow account, and in exchange for that loss of, let's call it a preferential return, we negotiated a discount on the sales prices with the developer, which will deal on a deal-by-deal basis. I don't know, Alan, if you want to add something to that. We've got quite a few questions coming through, so but maybe if you can just touch on that, my last point about the application process and the money that's got to stay into escrow.
Yeah, so what we do is clearly, in order to facilitate the South Africans being in a position whereby it's an offshore investment, they don't want to travel here, they don't need to come here. We are operating, and Johnny alluded to this, and it's been a very successful tool at Elshish Living and will be already implemented in Mavilla 1, and that is whereby we will offer a 2-year post-completion rental guarantee to the purchaser, which is calculated at present at 4% on the sales price for 2 years post-completion. That means that that basically allows the purchaser to have the deal wash its face in its complete entirety, assuming funding of up to 60 or 70%. The cost of money in Europe, Wouter, is incredibly cheap. Even for non-resident foreigners, you can obtain funding at anywhere between 1 to 1.5%, and fixed rates currently are sitting at about 1.25% for 10-year terms, and you can get a term loan here to age 75. So at 4%, and your cost of money is only 1 or 1.25%, you can clearly see there is a surplus. You, again, through our platform, only have to fund a very small amount of extra cost. Those are your municipal taxes or council tax, as it's called, which is 0.3%, and your service charge as an owner. Through our platform and our hospitality group, Mirabilis, which is Newman's existing operation out of London. We will manage the asset for you. We will fund and pay your 4%. We will operate and fund the entire rental program. And that tenant and or user of that unit pays all the utility bills. So it's a very simple model. It's designed, as I said earlier, to be a turnkey operation. The units also come fully furnished. And that way around, the South Africans who are coming in on the investment play or on the golden visa play do not have to worry about the hassle factor of being 5,000 kilometers away. It's all done by us. But just remember, the actual application can only start for the golden visa once you've signed your CPCV and paid your 500,000, which in our situation here in Marvilla 2 is some ways off and is a second play to the investment model that we're proposing today.
Thank you, Alan. I'll jump to Scott's question quickly. Can we get written information and how soon will this presentation be available? Scott, if you don't mind, we'll give you any email at the anchor of the anchor team, but you're welcome to email me as well and I'll send it through to you. You were supposed to have received it before. It's Wouter@voscapital.co.za, and we hope to distribute the recording by tomorrow latest. I'm putting Natasha under a little bit of pressure here, but that's the second part of your question. Then a question here from John. Thank you for providing us with in-depth background on this project. Two questions from our side. What is the current status on the capital raise of 14 million euro equity? Expected timing on the capital calls on the bridge finance, more or less in line with the construction timeline, ? Seeing that land costs will primarily be covered by the equity investment. I don't know if Olivia or Newman want to take that one.
Newman, do you want to?
Go for it. You were there first.
Okay, so I think first we have to differentiate. Basically, we have three sources of, I would say, funds. First one, we've got the equity, then we have the mezzanine, and then we have the bridge. So on our side, we consider mezzanine and equity all together, because for us, mezzanine is almost like a preferential return equity. So out of the 14 million of equity and 5 million of standard mezzanine, then we already collected more or less 90% of it. Usually, and then the 5 million bridge financing that we are discussing today, that comes on top of it. Usually we call upfront more funds than what is required for the purchase price only, because we need obviously some working capital. So we need working capital to pay for the mezzanine interest rate, and then we also need working capital to pay for the studies, to pay for the architect fees, to pay for different taxes. So we don't only raise funds to acquire the site, but also working capital. I hope I answered the question.
Thank you, Olivier. That did. And I've got very Perot portfolio managers from Anchor on the line, and I've got the answer for you, Rowan, on your asset swap costs. It's 0.2% per annum that your asset swap will be costing you. I think that's just about all the live questions that have come through. I think the email questions we got in advance, we managed to answer individually. So I don't know if there are any other questions. Otherwise, that concludes today, and I think our timing is fairly good. We battle normally to get everything in within an hour. I think in closing, I just wanted to say that we are proud to be associated with New World and with GMG. We're very confident about this project. We're very excited about it. Keep in mind, this is really, the investment is really just an alternative for cash in euro. It is a short-term capital return, which makes it quite attractive. Plus, it gives you the opportunity either now to decide on acquiring property and go for golden visa, or down the line. It does also give you the opportunity, if you invest in our instrument, that you've got some time. If you change your mind and you decide to buy property in Portugal in time, you can always, do it down the line, and at least your money is in euro and you're earning a very attractive return. So, and on that point, I'd like to thank all the panelists for joining us, and to all of you, we really appreciate your participation. You're more than welcome to email us or speak to us at any point in time. We've got, you can contact us on 2 email addresses. It's either your portfolio manager or your financial advisor, or Wouter at voscapital.co.za, or Anchor Tenant at anchorcapital.co.za. Thanks very much, everybody, and have a good day.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.